Ever upward, son, was the last words my dad had for me at the bus stop. That rucksack was heavy and the chuckas were a bit too big for my feet. I had a hard time buttoning the jacket, but that wasn't going to be a problem for long. That was when I shipped out for basic training. 2 weeks, a laser, and a canvas fatigue, then off to Mexico. I didn't know anyone on that bus, so I sat at the back, and that's how it felt like I spent the next 10 years. Mexico turned into Vancouver, into Alaska, into the Philippines, speed bumps in the unfastened leather seat, knees dug into the back of the chair and crammed into the window seat. Shantou, Nanjing, then Mambijiao, the flashing faces of shades climbing off that crowded bus when their stops came up. But that was when they were done with Scout. A couple too many holes in that soft-spoken war dog. I didn't get to climb off at the door. They chucked me right out at the back. There was no more upward for me back home. Felt like there wasn't an upward anywhere you went, and I couldn't face home with everything I'd seen. My penchant wouldn't leave me on the street, and one friend I had left wasn't going to leave me crammed in a cold apartment in Espelanda. Nate and his wife Nora dragged me out to Sanctuary Hills when their baby boy came into this world. I didn't put up a fight. Maybe I was still hoping for that idyllic life I left behind at the bus stop. Welcome, everyone. To Fallout 4 Horizon. In a series I'm going to be titling Paladins. I'll let you guys drink in the ambiance for a little bit once it decides to actually capture. Let you guys get a little situated, get your hurling bar and your exercise equipment all set up. Adam Lacey in the chat with a dab and then Ian Wyvern coming in with a the Dread Pirate Adam Lacey got here before me, I see. I'm still giggling about our main man Tornus from last night. Ian Wyvern's getting a winky face from the Dread Pirate Lacey. Before he goes on to say, Fallout 4 Poggin. New game. Fallout, yes. And if you missed it, Wyvern, go ahead and hit the playback until you hit the black screen. And just listen, because I'm going to be starting each of these with a little bit of a run-up. And we're going to go straight in. Dean says, skipping the gym today, too much work to get through. I hear that. Been up since 3 a.m. today, getting all this ready. Now, I already did my intro, so Fallout 4, you can take the back seat. Morn showing up. Hola, 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 mi amigo.
War never changes.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall tonight, hun.
You think?
Absolutely. Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
Right.
Good old torn ass. Let's see. I had a bit of an idea going with this face here. Let's get a new hairstyle on there. The ombre.
You have such a strong chin.
So as is usual with my Bethesda games, heavily modded Fallout. Let me keep up with chat. DM Marvin says, I had it right. You can't convince me otherwise. Also, we're rebooting the Karita campaign at Adam Lacey. I got good over the last few days and have a Better idea how I'd like to tackle career mode. I take it that's Mech Warrior? You're talking about there, DM?
Looking good, if I do say so myself.
Let's come in here and just break that nose a little bit. Alright, that's looking a little better. Let's see what we can do with the markings here. See if we can't get him looking a little older. Okay, 35%. Now I didn't want to throw you guys for a loop here, so I wanted y'all to see the process as we go through it. Setting up the character and it all. Let's see. I'm gonna bring that down just a little bit. I want him to look old, beat up.
Looking good.
And we'll go ahead and change Nora
My turn,
up.
big guy.
And we'll be switching back. Let's do that. Yeah.
Let me just slide in here.
Coming back to chat for a second. Let's see. Adam Lacey says Sag. And DM Wyvern gently bathes the baby monkey Morn. Before going on to say, yeah, going to have to set the big foo daka daka of the Atlas for a little while. But more MechWarrior 5 career mode is not Sag. DM Wyvern rebooting. Yep. Just taking the opportunity to drop the news bombs on Adam Lacey about my stream on your stream, Marshmallow, yeah. And he concludes with Morrowind and Fallout 4 incoming hordes of subscribers for you. Oh, we'll see. I just do this for fun, of course. And I think we have Scout nice and well made. Now, we have a little bit of housework to do with mods before we get started. Need to come in here, make sure we've got VARFs set up. VAFs, I should say. We're going to come in here, attack, critical, set that to alt, bind anyways, widget, enable perks, yep. Go into settings, hit the control, settings, controls, make sure we have, yep, and then sounds like I lost some, sounds like I lost sound there. Oh. First crash of the night, guys, I believe. Yes, we have. And funny, I thought I had this pinned down. Well, sending y'all back to tab. DM Wyvern says, I just do it for the dollars and the chicks. You mean the baby chickens? Yeah, I like keeping chickens too, Wyvern. Turns into investment, you know, fresh eggs every morning. Adam Lacey says, mods making the game unstable. Yeah, but I've never had that happen, Adam. Like, I did like I did like about 20-30 hours of prep for the stream with 3 different saves, and I've never had a crash that quickly. So we need to figure out what I'll figure out what's going on. But we're coming back in now. Make sure my controls stuck. set that to 8. That was weird because I just heard all the sound just cut straight out. Anyways, just do a little bit more prep because I need that big FOV. And welcome to Fallout 4 Enhanced Edition. So this is a Wabbajack mod list, which means any of you can go download the Wabbajack tool from Wabbajack. I think it's .org. I'll get the links available for everybody here when we go to break, and I'll throw them into chat. But basically, it's a point, click, and let it run install for an entire mod list. And this one in particular is about 319 mods. Now I added a little bit because I like my personalization, of course. But it's as easy as click, 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 done. And of course, waiting about 4 to 8 hours for it to install. But it is... Wabbajack is one of those utilities that is just so useful.
Manual override initiated. Cryogenic
Now let's get into character.
suspended.
What's going on?
This is the one. Here.
Open it.
More?
I'm okay.
Almost. Everything's gonna be fine.
No, I got him.
Let the boy go. I'm only gonna
do
tell
it?
you once.
Don't you do it.
I'm not
Stop.
giving you Sean.
Let's go. At least we still have the backup.
Cryogenic reinitialized.
Cryogenic array. Alt residents must vacate immediately.
Alright, baby. Remember. 2 feet from each other. Get this fucking thing open.
Function in cryopod manual release override.
Why would Vault-Tec do this?
Open, damn it.
Malfunction in cryopod manual release override.
They're all like that. Every single one of them.
Cryogenic array
Terminal somewhere.
must vacate immediately.
Now, we're going to come in and play a very particular build that I've been looking forward to playing. And this is a Pioneer Scout. Normally when I come and play Horizon, I tend to do a gunslinger type character. Luck and agility, VATS, all that fun stuff. But this time, we're changing it up. Our character is not the quickest. He might not, but he does have a sharp eye. And he is pretty tough. Though he might not be the smartest, the sharpest tool in the shed. He did get by. He made it through a lot. nor in. Looks like he'll be going right back in. Scouts. Adam Lacey says scouts are quick. Not necessarily. Scouts are sharp-eyed. And if you got a sharp eye, you don't gotta be quick. Looks like we gotta go the other way. I thought I'd seen everything. Giant fucking cockroach. Well, better to have a stick than a fist. Let's get in here and let's turn this place over. I'm gonna need anything I can get from the looks of this place. I'm sure I can make some kind of use out of all this junk. As soon as I get out of here, some medicine. Clipboards, I can take the springs out of that. Let's get a move on. Get your legs back under you, Benny. Let's go. Take another one of those. Swing!
Giant roaches? What the hell?
So if you guys are watching and you noticed up in there in that top left-hand corner, I just got a skill increase. Now, for those of you who have played Fallout 4 before, you know that Bethesda famously removed skills from the game. Like, you have attributes and perks, and that's it. Right? Well, when we get closer to, the exit of the vault, I'll show you exactly what we're dealing with here with Horizon and why it's one of my favorite mods. Honestly, for any Bethesda title, it's one of my favorite mods. Now, we're going to have a whole lot of darkness here. I'm going to warn y'all ahead of time. So let me know if it's too dark and I can see about getting... Oh, God. That's a whole lot of memories I didn't want to deal with. But, hopefully, it's not a nuclear wasteland outside. But I ain't holding my breath. And I've eaten cockroach before. Just, didn't expect to have chicken breast a la cockroach. Some more medicines. That kit will come in useful. Bandage. Combat stim pack. I ain't seen one of those in a long time. Pistol. I need to conserve ammo. I don't think it didn't have anything in it. Ejector, stack of papers. Billiards ball. I'm sure I can make something out of it. Aluminum can always use that for cooking. Summer's short. Some clothes. We can tear those up for rags. Some food. Fatigues. Fork. Pencil, short, older bag, t-shirt, and jeans. I think I'll wear those as soon as I get out of here. I don't know. It'd be nice to have a plethora of clothes to pick from. Telling if we're in the nuclear winter kind of scenario going on here. But looks like another terminal base door. Oh, scientist, you decided to mess with the science team, didn't you, buddy? Guess it didn't go over too well for you. Alright, boys, let's get a little bit of a move on. Adam Lacey says he will not eat the bugs. DM Marvin says, Dread Pirate Adam Lacey. Turns out Ragnarok is addicted to Mech Warriors too. Very sad. I mean, it's basically robot Pokemon, right? DM Wyvern comes in and says, we must get Marshmallow into the Mech Warriors too. I have no interest in Mech Warriors. I'm sorry. Absolutely none. Well, that's about 15 tons of in my way. Don't.
Pip-Boy interface required to activate Multor cycling sequence. Have a
Well,
nice day.
look at that. Sorry, buddy. I'll be taking that. Heavy something, isn't it? I think I saw something on TV about these things. Pip-Boys. DM Wyvern wants me to join him in the big metal Daka Daka cult. Won't play in Mech Warrior 5. Stayed up to 2 a.m. last night. You might want to ping him. I think he's streaming tonight too. Speaking of Ragnarok Total War. And then in response to me having no interest, DM Wyvern says, you have hurt the feelings of the big metal bots at the Marshmallow. Okay, back to Fallout. Getting out of the vault, I see. Pip! Yes, Pip indeed. This is where I want to show off one of the biggest things that comes with Horizon. You notice there's a skill tab here. Say hello, boys. To the skills. Now these, unlike the regular Fallout game, the more recent Fallout games, whenever you level up, you don't get to invest skill points. You invest those in perks just like Fallout 4. These grow just like Skyrim by doing stuff, getting perks, and collecting things. Increases your skill, which is your progression system in the game. And one of my favorite things about Horizon is it ties in so many systems in Fallout 4 that just had no purpose. Like settlements. You can beat the game without having ever built a single one. Okay, that bug. Just need to do this for a second. Okay, where's the flashlight pointing now? Okay. This was a very weird bug that I don't know how I fixed. But if you'll notice, if I turn. Aha! Yeah, it's pointing straight up. I have no idea how I fixed this last time. Adam Lacey says, settlements are kind of minkus. Yeah, they are in base Fallout 4, but here they're... So, this is the other thing about Horizon, is that it's a hardcore survival mod. It's an overhaul for the survival difficulty of Fallout 4. And that it's a complete overhaul. But what it does, in addition to the food, drink, and water...
Stand back.
In addition to food, drink, and water, it also changes medicine, hydration needs, food requirements, stuff like that. Changes settlements completely. So, in fact, all this loud noise just tends to just sap the thoughts right out of your brain.
Enjoy your return to the surface, and thank you for choosing Vault-Tec.
So the biggest linchpin of the Horizon experience isn't in like one-shot difficulties like you typically expect from hardcore mods in the Fallout series. Like you had the Wasteland, there's the Wasteland Edition mod for Fallout 3 and how it treated difficulty. Then you had Jay Sawyer's in Fallout New Vegas. A lot of high damage input, real squishy kinds of playthroughs. That's not what you get in Horizon. In fact, it's very easy to get to the point where you hardly take any damage. But the way that it brings the difficulty is that it takes all the damage you take, and let me adjust the volume settings here a little bit. Let me back up for a second. The linchpin of Horizon is scarcity and the importance of literally everything to your progression. It turns... So, if y'all recall my stories that I tell in DM Wyvern's streams on Skyrim about my buddy back in college who used to play these games by looting literally every single item that he can pick up. Horizon is very much a mod specifically set for him not because you want to liquidate everything that you find, it's just that everything in the game has a use in some way or another. Some things have less, like things that just give steel, for instance, steel and wood, or dime a dozen in the Commonwealth. But for instance, oven mitts are probably your primary source of ballistic fibers like Kevlar. So whenever you go and start doing your armor and weapon upgrades later on in the game, you might burn through a couple dozen oven mitts just reinforcing your chest piece. I'm gonna go ahead and also add, I do not do it justice talking about it here in this light. It is an experience to be played. Let's see. DM Wyvern said, have to pick up everything. That made me lol at Marshmallow because that's kind of my go-to approach as well. Loot everything. Then you would love Horizon. And I think you'll get a taste of that as we play because that is essentially what I'm doing. Now, I'm going to try and take it slow. Usually I blitz through Sanctuary as quickly as possible because, as you can tell, I have 11 bullets right now. I have less than one full magazine. And I have to kill, like, I think 9 bloatflies right now before I can have a settlement. The other thing that Horizon does that's surprising, and you'll actually really enjoy this, DM Wyvern, is that there's no hard end. And whenever you there's no failure state. Now, I don't want to get a failure state. There's no hard failure state. There's nothing but soft failure states. So you run out of health, you don't die and have to reload. And drag those over to Codsworth here. Stream is up. I'm not dropping any frames at the moment. Adam Lacey, that's your end, unfortunately. Okay, so that bug's back. Awesome.
It's really you.
Who are you supposed to be?
Are you well, sir? Call me Codsworth, if you please.
A robot waiter.
I live to serve, sir.
Oh my god. This can't be happening. This isn't happening.
Is it happening? What are you talking about? Oh my, but you look distraught. Oh, perhaps the missus
So
can
when I
offer
say
you a
failure states, that's usually like you run out of health, you fail a quest, something that forces you to reload in your typical save, your typical gameplay experience. Horizon does away with that. Whenever you hit 0 HP, you get teleported to your nearest outpost and you have money deducted from you. And you're put right back in the state you were when you died. So if you have like 75% health in radiation, and you have all your limbs are broken, and you have 2 health when you finally kick the bucket, you come back to you get a half health refill, and you keep all those status effects. You can get to the point where you think there's no way you can get out of the slump that you've gotten yourself into, but there's always a way out. Always a way to progress, and I love that about Horizon. Adam Lacey says, oops, I refreshed and it's fine. Yeah, I haven't dropped any frames, no buffering on my end. 60 FPS, bitrate is fine. Still above 10K, actually.
Sean does so love that game. Is the lad with you?
A baby boy. He was kidnapped. Somebody took him while I was still trapped. God, it was awful.
It's worse than I thought. You're suffering from hunger-induced paranoia. Not eating properly for 200 years will do that, I'm afraid.
Wait, what? 200 years?
200 years? What? Are you?
A bit over 210, actually, sir. Or give or take a little. For the Earth's rotation and some minor dings to the old chronometer. That means you're 2 centuries late for dinner.
Well, that officially makes me older than DM Wyvern now.
Snack? You must be famished.
Codsworth, you're acting...
Oh, sir, it's been just horrible. 2 centuries with no one to talk to, no one to serve. I spent the first 10 years trying to keep the floors waxed. Nothing gets out nuclear fallout from vinyl wood. Nothing. And don't get me started about the futility of dusting a collapsed house. And the car. How do you polish rust?
Well, Codsworth, if you had kept polishing it, it wouldn't have rusted in the first place.
Stay with me, pal. Focus.
I'm afraid I don't know anything, sir. The bombs came and all of you left in such a hurry. I thought for certain you and your family were dead. I did find this holotape. I believe the missus was going to present.
Thank you, Codsworth.
You're welcome. Now, enough feeling sorry. Shall we search?
Yeah, buddy, Codsworth, you could do that. Let's continue casing these houses. Where was I? I was saying something
Hell yeah.
before we got interrupted. Scarcity is like the cornerstone, and no matter how it, like I said, it's hard to actually just encapsulate how good it is just by me describing it. It's something you have to play. And I've got to say, after playing about 150, probably 200, 300 hours of this mod, this is my quintessential survival mod. This is exactly what I look for, exactly what I love in the survival genre. It's not getting my ass handed to me. It's not being useless. It's learning skills and getting better and scrounging every little bit that I can. What are you? You're special. Why, yes, Adam Lacey is quite special. To me. Y'all have gone quiet. Is the stream dropped? Still got all those nasty habits from Morrowind. I'm creeping up, hitting Q to auto walk, walking when I really don't need to. I've got 3 bullets. Ugh. Oh, weapons workbench. Let's see if we can trade. See if I've got any. Yeah, I got 10mm ammo. There we go. Got some more ammunition here, so we don't get beat up. Adam Lacey says, "No, we good. Working and watching." Yeah, sorry. I tend to start early because I don't want to overlap everybody else's streams. So, I'm guessing I catch most of y'all at work. Would that be right?
If I only had a bobby pin.
Now, something that I have desperately run out of in my last save was glass, funny enough. So just picking up every beer bottle and Nuka-Cola bottle and just any kind of glass I can get my hands on. Aluminum's also really, really scarce. So I want to pick up anything I see that has that. Take any kind of electronics because those are always good. Battered clipboard. I think toothbrush is plastic. Dirty ashtrays, ceramics. Can always use that for armor. Just pack a plate carrier with used ashtrays and cigarette butts. It's perfectly good body armor. I don't know what you're talking about. Whew.
Mr. Scout,
Mr.
family isn't here either. They're really gone, aren't they?
Come on, Codsworth. I need your help.
Well, you could head into the city. Concord is nearby. But the people there aren't as put together as I am. Oh, good. I shall remain here and secure the home.
Alright, so let's see. Take that. That was a packing material. Nice. Now for Fallout 4, I'm not going to stream every little bit of it because there's going to be a lot of pointless busy work going on, especially once we get past this first starter bit, specifically to do with settlements and like me just building stuff. So I'll do that stuff off stream on my own, and I'll bring you guys in and show off what I built in between streams at the start of every stream if we can start in a settlement. And I'll try to limit it so it's not too overwhelming, but there is a bit of busy work that you just don't get a whole lot of useful content out of, and it's really not fun to watch because as Adam Lacey says, settlements are Minkus, but they are so important, and in the base Fallout 4, I don't like settlements. I don't like them at all. They have no use outside of just flexing your creative muscles. It's creative mode in Minecraft, except you actually have a limited resource, but it's not that you have a palette of blocks to pick from. It's that you have a limit of stuff, and the main function that settlements fall into in Fallout 4 is an experience grind, which is that's where the Minkus part comes in. You're not there to build something pretty or useful or something that's going to progress you. You're there to grind out experience. Put down the most efficient building you can, put walls around it so that enemy AI can't pathfind into it, put as many rocket turrets on the walls as you can, and then leave it. And let it just make money and food. Because you know, that's really what we wanted when we wanted a settlement system. When Bethesda took that suggestion, you know, we always wanted to just have a useless system tacked onto the side. You know, fun. Now, for all my derision of the system, it's built well. I'll say that much. It's not an afterthought, though its purpose in the game is certainly an afterthought. And that's probably the thing that I love about Horizon the most. And I know I'm just blowing so much smoke up Horizon's ass right now. It's hard to actually just really express how much I love this mod and what it does. Because it takes, honestly, a mediocre Fallout game. Adam Lacey says, yeah, it kind of seemed like a resource dump. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, it's a time sink. It doesn't offer a whole lot of useful things to put into the game. Like, you're not getting anything out of a base game settlement except like the ability to pick as much food as you want. Not that food was ever an issue, even in survival. You can't craft stim packs or stuff like that from the stuff that you do in a settlement, so it doesn't have any impact on your health economy. You can't. The food you cook, yeah, sure, you can make some nice booze like a Dirty Wastelander, but that's as far as it goes. I mean, you get a couple hundred caps from having shops in your stores in your settlements, but what purpose does happiness actually serve in a settlement besides getting more people? None. None whatsoever. It doesn't impact production. It doesn't impact anything. It just gives you more people to assign to buildings. Plus, it's actually there's so few jobs and things to do in a settlement that you usually just typically just slap down as much croppage as you can, because that's the best way to eat jobs. Because you don't want to put them on defense because they can die. And you can have something stupid spawn in, like 6 death claws to come attack your settlement. And if that happens and you've got a whole settler defense force, good luck, buddy. You're going to lose a couple people there. But I could go on about all the ways in which Fallout 4's settlement system really misses the mark. But Horizon
Assign someone to
fixes it. Just wholesale fixes it.
Assign someone to this.
So like, and we'll get into a little bit of it here because I need to set up my little starter settlement, and I need to do a little bit. Now, Horizon adds a new category to the settlement mod called the Architect menu, and this has all of the utilities all of the stuff that comes with Horizon, such as the scrap cleanup station. You know, who likes going around, running around settlements cleaning it up? That can take over an hour to do. Look at that. I just salvaged all the corpses. Now I can go and scrap all of this junk. And get all the resources from it. And I can do that automatically while I chat with you guys. And on top of all this, it also has a little bit of a perk overhaul. It has a lot of unique things. And it also changes, it gives the game a progression system besides getting a better gun. Getting better armor, getting access to ballistic weaves, and what is it? XO1 power armor. It gives you an actual progression system instead of level caps or perk caps. Like, for instance, I can make combat stim packs after I reach a certain amount of medical. But I have to get to that certain amount of medical by crafting bandages and stuff like that, which are really low cost but low effect healing items. But like right now, bandages are all I have. Like if I go up to a chem station and I open it up and I look inside, all I've got is bandages and trauma kits available to craft. So I have to make do, but I can progress to medicated bandages, which are doubly as effective for a little bit more cost than a regular bandage. Or, once I hit a certain point, I can craft first aid kits, which just heal me completely. Reduce my marads and give me a little bit of food and water. But bandages, medicated bandages, and first aid kits can only be used outside of combat. That's where the stim packs come in. And stim packs are super rare, as are that item I just looted there called the Vault. I think it's this Vault Tech Survival Guide.
Bingo.
Camping and adventures, just to add the camping stuff from that mod. I'll go through here. I'll loot all of this because this is our starting supplies here in this prepper bunker. We also picked up a weapon there, custom SMG, I believe. Ooh, we got the ability to do this. Everybody, brace your ears because it can be loud. And look at that. The other thing is, it made all of these manuals and all of these magazines absolutely essential to get for everyone, because it unlocks recipes, improves your skills, gives you new things to craft and stuff like that. It also gives you perks. Like that one, I think, makes my stealth better and gives me access to let's see, what is it? Covert operations. Improves my stealth. Improves my melee weapons. And gives me more options in it. But also we come up here, like, adrenaline gets changed from the survival. Normally in survival, this does not have a cap. You just kill and kill and kill and never sleep. And you get to the point where you don't take it, where you just kill things super quickly. Here it's maxed out at 10. And I lose ranks of it over time. So I don't get an infinite damage augment. Which is another problem. And then we also have these things here, which is workshop up levels. And our settlements progress as well. Oh. Our settlements progress alongside us, the player. So we're looking to rebuild the Commonwealth entirely. It in more than just name or more than just a show. Adam Lacey says maxed out Sag. What are you sagged about? I'm pretty hyped, bro. DM Wyvern asks Lacey, is he a big Fallout fan? I imagine I imagine he's in a boat where, like all of us, we've at least played the game a little bit or once. Now the question I have for all of you is, where do I build my starter base at? Because I have a little design I like to play with, but I want to change it up. Same here, Adam Lacey. Same here. Fallout 76 is a black mark on this series. Honestly, Bethesda taking over the series is not terribly great for it either, but I can't say much because I started playing the game with Fallout 3. I started playing these games with Fallout 3, and I probably would have never even looked if I hadn't. I like Fallout 76 when I was playing it. I'm not gonna lie. It's just they never made good on any of their promises with 76, and it never improved in the ways that it needed to. Like, for instance, we were told we were going to get the ability to mod it, and we were going to have private servers, and the ability to play it single player, and none of that has come to fruition. And it's looking like it never will. Until, of course, they banish it to the Shadow Realm and take the servers down, at which point I imagine you'll have to boot up Game Ranger to actually play it as they said you would be able to. And I wonder if we'll ever get mod capability for Fallout 76. But the biggest thing that I was let down by is that we have yelled and screamed that we want co-op in these games. That we would love to have some co-op and some co-op compatibility and just being able to mod and play with our friends with those mods. And Bethesda just doesn't seem to get the picture, because they went and made Conan Exiles the Fallout game. And that's the biggest problem with Fallout 76. it's a game genre that does not really work for the setting. Or really the player expectation of the setting. We'll store that because we'll use that back at wherever we end up making our base at. Oh, hey, a screwdriver. Coming up on the first hour, guys. How are we all doing? You should probably get used to this because this is a lot of Fallout 4's gameplay. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. We're just getting some of the early stuff done so we don't have to do it later. And honestly, if I don't do this stuff, we will die horribly as soon as we leave, because I need to get all the resources out of here as much as possible. And if I were a lesser man, I would just do console command scrap all and save us the trouble of having to do this. But I think there's actually some stuff that I'd like to keep when I go to build this place out. All right, I think we have scrapped everything of use in Sanctuary Hills. So let's find us a good place to build. Now, normally I start with this house and I blow the roof off of it and build me a little garage in the garage port there. But I think this time I'm going to do it over here. I think I have an idea ready to go. I'm going to store all this. And scrap you. Yeah, I've got a bit of an idea. I'm going to do a little down to home, down to earth kind of build here. Let's see. I want this centered on the driveway. Okay, that's good. Then I'm going to do a little bit of jiggery pokery with a console command just to lower it a little bit, because I don't want it sticking up too much that I have to make a stair to get on top of it. And we're out of concrete. Huzzah! Good thing we weren't making our whole base out of concrete. Wonder. I don't need concrete that much. Honestly, I should probably rip this up and save some of the concrete. Let's see. You were concrete. You were concrete. You were concrete. You were concrete, you were concrete. And we'll come back in and do warehouse floors. Oh wait, no, I needed those as concrete because they face the outside. Rip. Come on. Snap. There you go. Ooh, I don't have a whole lot of glass. So let's just get a front door down that's glass. Then we'll do just warehouse walls around. To enclose. Let's see. There we go. We have a nice sealed in room here. And we're going to start placing down some utilities. Travel hub. So the other thing that, so in Fallout 4 baseline survival, you have no fast travel whatsoever. You can't fast travel at all, which sucks. Horizon gives us the ability to fast travel, but only to settlements that we own that have more than 3 people, and it has a cost to it. So it brings a lot of convenience too, but it also adds into that building up aspect of the game. So some more stuff, again, that I love about this. And again, I can gush about this mod for actual hours. Let's get that, and let's also get the scrapper going next to it. Let's see. Okay, I have post box. Let's get the trash can out here too. Let's see what farming supplies I have access to at the moment. I think I have none. Yep, because I had terrible luck. Oh wait, I can go and pull those up and get some. That's enough to start a melon farm. Oh my gosh, it's not. Well, this is some bad luck on this right out the gate. Let's see. Get some light going. Just enough to see at night. Get a bed for us in here as well. Let's make it personal. That way no one can sleep on it besides us. Let's get water. Get a water pump going. And I guess I need to just lay down some melon. And some gourd. Those are not how I want. Excuse me. Had an early morning this morning and it's catching up with me. Hopefully I'm able to stay awake long enough to cook dinner tonight. Oh, this is weird. Never had this happen before. No, even setting it directly on the floor didn't work. That's weird. Well, I guess we'll use this for Second wind win. I don't know. I'm kind of hoping not, because I have been on a weird sleep schedule for the last 2-3 weeks, and it'd be really nice to actually go to bed and wake up at a decent time. Man, I don't know if I can't wake up. If I can't get at least a little bit awake, we might have to call the stream early. And nobody wants that. And I can guarantee it is not the Wyvern yawn either. I'm legit tired as hell. And this game's a lot of fun when you're not having to do all this. But this is the setup that comes with playing the game, so only gotta do it once. We'll save that for later. Let's slap a door on this bad boy and see what we've got waiting for us in the stash. Because we'll have, I think, a couple. Well, we already have a couple guns. Some Mentats. No food. Throw that in there. Throw that, throw that, throw that. Throw those. Throw those. Throw all of that. Now, one thing I don't have in mind yet is a build for Scout here. I know we will not be doing a sneak. We won't be doing a heavy sneak build, or a gunslinger, I should say. We might do sneak, though honestly I kind of prefer going a bit balls to the wall. Let's get that shoulder bag on so we can increase our carry weight. Get that down. Got some weather rolling in. Now, let's see. I like taking Hunter first off, just because getting the ability to bring in some meat would not be a bad thing, but also getting Survivalist, getting some survival skill early on would not also be that bad either. This gives us the ability to get better and better quality meat from animals that we kill. And this gives us the ability to make better and better food and drink. This gives us better and better ability to make healing items. Chemist down here gives us the ability to make better and better chems. Science gives us laser weaponry and stuff like that. Robotics expert gives us the ability to make guns and stuff like that as well. Local leader, this is one you absolutely have to pick up at level 2. No, you don't get a say otherwise. You absolutely need this one. So I have that one planned. I think we're going to pick up Hunter. Now, let's see. New workbenches that are added here. And I'll go through these each. Weapons Lab allows you to craft weaponry, ammunition, disassemble ammunition, and stuff like that. Gives you a whole bunch of interesting things to do with it. Like, for instance, here I can make just about every weapon in the game. ahead and add that. And it sounds like we've got a rad storm pulling in. Then we have the resource station. This allows us to control settlement production schedules. So, like, open this up. We have master, cargo, and production. So we can use this to ship products from settlements to settlement to settlement to settlement. Or create work orders and stuff like that for all the automated production systems. Like, here, we'll open up production management. Such as crops, crop fertilizing so you get more crops, plant nursery so you can domesticate wild crops into crops you can actually use, like mining, processing, refining, just factories and stuff like that too. Recruitment station, everybody's familiar with this. Hook it up to power and you recruit settlers. This actually gives you a breakdown of how you're going to recruit settlers. So you have a base chance, then you get a plus for how much food, water, defense, and beds you have. Then your global workshop tech and trading levels, then the population you have total, and then how many you've recruited recently. It also gives you a max. The shredder here, and I need to hook this up to power while I'm thinking about it. Well, I can't do that. My usual trick is to take one of these and slide it underneath, but it looks like we'll be doing a generator. Let's drop it there so we can hook it up to everything and set it on the floor. So the shredder allows us to take items and either scrap equipment or turn junk in our inventory, or here, like this tab right here, things that are in here, like this bread box. I can turn it into 2 plastic, which is the base component. And that helps break down the amount of stuff that you need to manage. Gives you basically a nice list of what you've got. Also helps you with not having to break things down and lose resources. Man, it looks like the mist out there. We're not going out in that. Chemistry station you all are familiar with. As you can see here, we have the medications, which is our bandage, trauma kit, first aid kit. Oh, this one does actually the medicated bandage and the trauma kit. It both tied up into one. Then you have the medicated bandage, which is just a better bandage. Combat stim packs, ultra combat stim packs. These are what replaced all the stim pack locations in the world. So, like, if I were to use the thing so that you can still revive your companions, you can still craft with it. Then we've got curatives, so we've got stuff like that. Ingredients, so we can break down stuff into base components or turn components and stuff like that. Bad weather indeed, Adam Lacey. Bad weather. It's getting kind of scary out there. We've got chems as well. Y'all are all familiar with that. Then we get to the tech lab. Now this is the one you spend the most amount of time at, because this is where you make basically everything that you use in this mod. Portable memory devices, so you can save without having to be at a bed, but it's consumed. You have an engineer repair kit. This is something else. This is something that comes up later that will hit about level 5, I think level 15. Then we have something like a proton boy. This is a consumable where you get 30 seconds of 100% armor piercing in melee. It's just a nice big cooldown that you can use. You have a small diving tank, so you can give yourself water breathing for 15 minutes. And then we have animal companion and deploy. Attack dog call, animal companion, and deploy engineer device. these come into play with something called specializations, which we'll get to when we get to level 15. Because that's when we start getting our first ones. But you can basically summon a dog, you can summon an animal companion of varying types, or you can deploy a turret. Wilson here is one of my favorite things. You summon a cargo bot, which is an iBot with a basket on the front of it, and you can load it up with stuff that you've got that you've picked up in the field and send it back to your settlements. So you can deliver stuff, access your production management screen. Let's see, we got some gear there, some gear there. We have lock breaching. Now these are lock-picking minigame skips and hacking minigame skips. So you can just deploy these and not have to do the challenge minigame. Then we have ingredients where we can break down stuff that we get into more base components. Like let's say I have an excess power armor frame or a power armor frame voucher that I bought. I can bring it here and scrap it into all of these materials over here on the left, which is a lot of very useful stuff. Now this here is our technology scaling. So in order to access bigger and better stuff like factories and electronics and solar panels, we have to upgrade our tech level. So we need to get stuff like that on this list, hit this skill rank, then we can buy this, we can craft this and upgrade by consuming it. And we have quite a few other things here. We also have this, which allows us to upgrade our Pip-Boy. I think it makes our VATs far more efficient. And then we also have trading levels so that we get more and more access to bigger and better things with trading, and our shops become more profitable. We have some more materials, more materials, more materials. These right here, I think, are defunct, but I'm not sure. They might upgrade Wilson. And then this, we have equipment like invisible gas masks and helmets, and then we have disposable platings and paddings, which give us damage resistance for 30 minutes. So eventually you get to the point where you start actually making these and consuming them as you need them. More armor and some item conversions for old stuff. So this is the big workbench here. Now we come over here, we have weapon, we have armor, and then we have the farming workbench. Now this one allows us to turn foods that we don't want to eat, like pre-war, because it's all highly irradiated, or diseased meat, or grizzly meat, or basically stuff that's inedible or highly dangerous to eat. We can plug it in here and compost it, and when we take the compost out of this workbench, it immediately turns into fertilizer, which drives our food production. So we can convert all of our shitty food back into good food. And this right here is probably going to save our ass more than anything in this playthrough, because food starting out is mega scarce, and it's still looking like nuclear winter outside, so we're gonna hang back. Now we'll come over to cooking stove and go over some of the changes here. We have food, we have common meals, we have some remedies, some exotic foods. Then we have the category called ground meat, where we can take all of the stuff all of the scrap meat or excess meats that we have, and we can grind them up into scrap meat, which will allow us to make stuff like bug kebabs, which are just a decent meal. So we can turn all that dangerous meat into meat that's decent for us, or we can make a wasteland hamburger. We can also make some useful stuff here, like bottles for water, fishing bait for fishing rods, which is another system I'll go over here in a little bit once the weather clears up, if it does. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just grind up all this exotic meat, because I don't want to compost it yet, and I want to go ahead and just make sure we have a decent amount of food, because food and water are absolutely essential in this. And it looks like the weather's cleared up finally, so we'll go outside. Now, where do we go from here? Adam Lacey says, "Bugs! Ugh! I will not eat the bugs, sir. You'll eat the bugs when it's all you've got to eat." And right now, that's all I got to eat, buddy. So it's bug o'clock. Let's check the mail. Occasionally you get things in your mailbox that are just plain out useful. So it always pays to check it. Alright, so we have nothing we can craft and nothing we can do there, so let's head out into the world and see if we can kill some shit. Because we need to find some ammo and we need to find some stuff to make some money. More importantly than most important of anything right now, we need experience. We need to level up and get some more skills. Adam Lacey says, "Nope, will not eat the bugs." We'll see, Adam. We'll see. Just more for me then. I won't be eating the bugs for long, I'll say that much. I'll get some nice tasty food that's not bug kebabs. But in the meantime, that's already dead. No, it's not. In the meantime, exotic meat scraps, man. But funny enough, Adam, I'm gonna pull. We're gonna go fishing this episode, and I'm gonna show you something that is gonna make your skin crawl. Because the fish are also bugs. Let's get a move on and get this meat. Yeah, I'm not all that happy with the fact they make the fish fall under the exotic meat category. Especially when it's stuff like perch and smallmouth bass. It's kind of weird. I murdered that guy. Where does he have buddies? Is the next question. Doesn't seem like he does. But I've been to this tower a couple times. Been around the block a couple times here. I bet there's some dudes up here, especially with how my hidden bar is getting really tight. Man, I am an action hero. Adam Lacey asks, why are they bugs? Because the mod author, I guess, decided that? Because I guess he didn't have enough sources of exotic meats? You know, besides mole, rat, dog, and... But hey, whatever. It's not like I'm actually eating bug, you know. Just making my character eat it. No, I hate mole rats. I hate mole rats. I hate mole rats. Fuck you. As for why they're bugs, Adam Lacey, I honestly can't tell you. Just because it's what the mod author decided to do with it. My guess would be, yeah, he probably just didn't have a good place to put fish. Also, it's probably the most abundant meal source that you can get in the early game, so I guess he probably didn't want to make it as nutritious because the bug meat doesn't give the same hunger returns as animal meat does. So, fair. Oh, he just got stuck in the wall. Hey, we reached level 2. Cool. Okay, so at level 5, you can optionally take the Vans perk to gain plus 5 bonus perks every level. This allows you to customize your character, even with Horizon's slower leveling system. The alternate revival system allows you to revive at a nearby settlement when you reach 0 health. This adds challenge to the game by allowing you to constantly move forward. Recommended tips: build a command mailbox to receive mail, build a tech lab to craft devices and tools. Yep, we're going to do that. A personal toolkit is located in your aid tab. The toolkit can be used anywhere. To access documentation, the skills menu, companion menu, gameplay, scrap junk weapons and armor, craft bandages, make fusion cells. But more importantly, we leveled up. Adam Lacey says, I think he just really likes bugs.
Yes.
Maybe. Ooh, cool. A big old laser rifle with no ammo. Let's loot this bug that's stuck to the wall. Listen, I take my gun full automatic hunting. Why don't you? That looks like a radiant. Like, I don't like that. There's just a dead Brahmin over here. Oh, there's also... Yep. I knew it. I didn't like that. Didn't like it one bit. And I was right. But I did make some stuff off of it. We'll leave the rest of those clothes. We don't need them. Also, I might have forgotten to install a safe for work mod, because this mod pack comes equipped with CBBE baseline, so there's boobies. And I cannot show that on the YouTubes. Quick, make a run. Get as many melons as you can before they notice.
That's close enough, stranger. We're a peaceful farm. We don't want any trouble.
You have anything to trade?
You looking to trade, you can talk to my wife. She's up by the house. But be warned, you try anything, you're asking for a fight. Let me tell you, farming ain't easy.
Farming's hard work.
Won't argue with that. Blake Abernathy. Been ages since I've seen one of those vault suits around. You new to these parts?
Yes. And no. It's a long story.
Either way, good to see a new face. How about you? Ever think about working the land?
Dig in the dirt all day? No thanks.
You're probably a wiser man than me. Word of advice, though. If you do start up a farm, be ready to deal with the raiders. Why do all the hard work when you can just take what you want at gunpoint?
You need to do what you can to protect you and your family.
It ain't that simple. They're well armed, and there's lots of them. If I drive them off, they'll be back with twice as many men. Last time those raiders hit us, my daughter Mary tried to stand up to them. Now she's buried out back of the house. Only 21 years old, and they shot her down without a thought. That's why we need the Minutemen back. And the sooner, the better.
What happened to the Minutemen?
Don't really know. I suppose they just went on to other things. The raiders are certainly making the most of the opportunity. I don't have much to offer, but those raiders that killed Mary, they took her locket too. If you could get it back, it'd mean a lot to us.
I'll see what I can do.
Good. Connie feels like it's a part of Mary. I don't think she'll rest easy again as long as it's gone.
Right. I don't think I have any money to trade with these folks, so we're going to move on. And I think I want to loop back towards Sanctuary because it's getting real close to the end of our session, guys. It's almost been 2 hours already. Can you guys believe it? Now I'm doing a little bit of I'm doing some short and sweet gameplays this week because I'm trying to do streams every day during the weekday. So we're going to try and keep them short, sweet, and try and get as much done as possible. Just why we haven't had a break today. And boy, is my voice paying for it. But we'll see going forward in the future if we keep up this. I think I'm probably going to stick to the 135 schedule just because that gives me time to rest and lets me come up into this a little better. Ugh. But we're trying it this week. We're going to stick to it and make sure we can stick to the schedule. Adam says, nope, can't believe it's almost been 2 hours. Oh, I need to turn it off. Turn the music off. I don't know if I can play it. Doggo!
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here all by yourself? You seem like an okay guy. Okay, then. Let's stick together.
Yeah. We got a dog. Alright, I'm satisfied with the loot we've gotten. Let's head back to Sanctuary, because it's the middle of the night. Oh god. And I was kind of hoping to avoid that. But we did it anyways. To the detriment of all of my ammo. Speaking of which, we need to invest our perk point here in a second. I think we're getting close to a second level up. No, we're not. But we need to come in here and... Oh, I don't have the charisma for local leader. That's a problem. Don't have the charisma for gun nut either. That's going to be another problem. We might have a bad character on our hands, guys, but we'll stick with it. We'll take survival, just because that'll give us some more skill to work with. Some more recipes to play with. Get back to Sanctuary. After we loot all that. Neato. Burrito. Hey, pick up a tire iron. Cool. Oof. So, guys, tell me if the nights are a little too dark. I'm still playing with the balance. But I think it's improved from earlier. I mean, it's still not great, but it's better. Oh, it's actually clearer on OBS than it is in game. As it usually goes. But let's also get back here. Hit the hay, get some sleep. And we'll top up water and all that in the morning. And then I think I'll call it, actually. Because we're getting to 5:45. Now, I've been saving this one because I wanted to give it all I got while I still have a voice. Adam Lacey says, Boobas! Boobas, indeed, Mr. Lacey. Let's scrap some of this stuff. Adam Lacey says, it's kind of dark. Okay, I'll play with it a little bit, and we'll test it next stream. Alright, so we're gonna chug down some dirty water. Because rads right now are kind of easy to get rid of because we have so much freaking rad away. And we'll look away at them because we're gonna eat the bugs. Okay, what a great way to end. Adam gets his way. We did not eat the bugs. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining me today. We had Adam Lacey, DM Wyvern, and more and all jump into chat today to say hello and keep up with us as we add Fallout 4 to our schedule. I'll catch y'all tomorrow, hopefully with a little bit better of a voice. Because I don't know if you guys can hear it or not, but my voice is getting real worn out real quick. But see y'all tonight for, hopefully for DM Wyvern's stream. hopefully I can stay awake for it. I thought you'd enjoy that crash, Adam. Don't worry, I'll eat the bugs off camera. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see y'all